Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new live session of Customily. As we are letting people in, let's wait just one more minute to get started. And in the meantime, let's play some music.
Yo, online store owners, listen up now. I'm about to drop some knowledge, show you how Customily, the best app in town. Let me tell you why, so you can wear the crown. Then you can wear the crown. Personalization is the name of the game. Give your customers that personalized fame. Customized products so unique and cool. Spread the word, don't be a fool. With Customily, the store will stand out. The possibilities, there's no doubt. From t-shirts to mugs and everything in between, your customers will feel like a dream.
Okay, everyone, welcome to this new live session of Customily. Today we have a lot of information to share with you. We have a very special live session full of content. And as you can see, I'm wearing my elf hat. That means that I have a new bag full of presents, of features, and also great ideas and assets to share with you today. So let's get started with this special live session for the last call for Christmas. The team today with me is, of course, Cecilia on the chat, as always, getting everything together, and Joffrey joining me on the presentation on some of the topics. And today's agenda is as follows. We're going to give you 5 tips for your store now that Christmas is around the corner. And actually, Black Friday just launches in a couple of days, and then it's all about Christmas, right? So we are going to give you 5 tips for your store to get ready for that important time of the year. We're going to be talking about some trending products and designs. We're going to tell you about a new feature that we are launching. Today is the image outlines. So now when you do a background removing or a face cutout, you can actually draw an outline and change the color for that. So that's a very cool feature. It has been requested a lot on our roadmap, has a lot of votes. And so we decided to push that now so we can give it to you on the very last preparation for the holidays and the last gifts. So think about all those die-cut keychains and ornaments that you may want to use without with that outline for any face cutout for your baby, your kid, your pet, and so. And we're going to be taking some of the trending designs we talk about and see how to create them. So we're going to create a couple of products together. We're going to later give you a lot of assets so you can actually replicate many of those. The idea is to show you what's trending and the best practices to do them in Customily. And of course, there's always Q&A time, so prepare your questions for later. All right, let's get started with the 5 tips for your store. So I'm going to open the bag of presents and give you some 5 amazing tips. The first one is to dress your store for the occasion. This is very important because the first impact when you visit a store, especially if you have a store coming from ads or even from people that actually usually navigate to your store, having a change of colors and change of layout and information being on a different part, for example, that gives them the impression that actually something changed, right? So if something changed, that's very important. I need to pay attention. And they start scrolling down. Okay, so having your store dressed in the colors of Christmas or the colors of your collection, and having specific clip art and specific products featured is going to be a great plus. Then number 2 is creating special collections and putting them on top of your page. Not just that, I mean, if you have new products, that's also the best moment to feature them because you just got the attention of the visitor because they everything looks different than the usual looks of the store, and they start scrolling down, and the first thing they need to see is what you want to offer them featured. So maybe you have a collection of t-shirts and mugs, and maybe at this point you want to focus more on ornaments, pillows, blankets, and, well, stockings, for example. So you wanted to change those collections. You want to actually feature those products with Christmas designs, for example. So that's the best way to showcase what you really want them to go into without having to navigate much and explore a lot. You want things to be really upfront. Number 3, take advantage of pop-ups. And, well, we kind of know pop-ups can be a bit annoying if they constantly show up and stuff, but sometimes when you plan them ahead and you have them enough a special position or a place when you can actually look at them, have a clear understanding of what they offer, and a quick way to exit them, or call to action buttons in there, that's the best way to go. So when you first land and you realize, oh, something's coming on, and then you start scrolling and then you get the pop-up, definitely you're going to pay attention to that. And you don't have to feel a lot of information there. It's just something that will at least guide you into the right direction. Or, okay, so looking for this, saving on this. So maybe it's just information about a lot of things that are happening on the rest of the store. Like there's 50% off across all products, or featured collections where you're going to see next. So sometimes it's a call to action, sometimes it's just information, but pop-ups can actually be very important and very useful if we plan them ahead and we make them as friendly and attractive as possible, as well as disposable in case you want to move on. It's very important that you offer that exit, but at the same time, the information stuck into your customer's head. Number 4, run special offers and combine them, of course. Special offers are, well, basically the essence of these dates. Black Friday are coming now, and Christmas, obviously, as you start early with the sales, you get a lot of offers that actually then will start to diminish as you get to the last dates, and people will actually get to buy last moment presents, for example. And so the special offers can actually run around or even get combined. So, for example, when you're getting really close to Christmas itself, or to the closing dates for processing orders, you may want to start offering free shipping, right? As well as better discounts when you start purchasing earlier, right? So you don't want people to leave everything for the last moment. You want them to start early so you get better discounts first. And if you are on the last moment, at least you are not going to navigate out because you have free shipping. You got a discount on the second item, for example, and so on. So offers should not begin today and end January 1st. Should begin today, end on Sunday, begin another on Monday, stop on Thursday, again on the weekend. So they have to be very dynamic. So you have to pay a lot of attention at these dates and keep things and people interested. Finally, offer additional products and bundle them as well. This is very interesting because, well, Christmas and holidays mostly are family moments. So purchasing for family members could be really interesting. So if you want to offer the adult t-shirt, sweatshirts, or hoodies, and you want to also bundle the kid, that's a great opportunity. So sometimes you can just jump to the next item, or put together with the customized sweater, some stockings, some scarf, everything that you think it's going to bundle perfectly well and together. So especially when it comes to kids, you definitely want to buy the whole package. But when it comes to family, especially family purchasing for all members at the same time, it could be a great time saver and order increasing opportunity to get customers to purchase one item after the next for the whole family. So keep in mind these 5 tips, right? Address your store for the occasion, promote and create the categories and the products you want to showcase first and most. Then design really clever and interesting and friendly pop-ups, and also devise some offers and some special discounts that can actually change according to the time in the calendar that we are approaching to the end of the holiday momentum for sales. And finally, get the chance to offer additional products when you're purchasing something. All right. And of course, any questions on the chat, we can go back to these 5 points on the Q&A. Now I'm going to open the stage for Joffrey, who's going to tell you about our trending products and designs.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining our Christmas session. And thank you, Jose, for sharing all of that information and all those tips for our merchants and our users to boost up their stores. It's always insightful and good to have, tips and tricks here and there. Let's dive in, as usual and as every week, into our most trending products and design. And without further ado, um, the ornaments are no surprise to be trending because we are reaching the Christmas season, and most people are either putting up their Christmas already or they have it done. So it is no surprise that the ornaments are so generous gifts and generous product ideas. You can go from metal to aluminum to ceramic to acrylic ornaments. And the good thing about this is that you can customize them however you want, right? So, and you can merge features from Customly as much and as many as you need. So you can offer ornaments depending on the type of size, shape, and variant and material. You can offer them with clip arts, with customizable text fields, with clip arts only. You can also merge these with photos, with background remover, for example, or face cutout, for example, or just a photo with a cover on top of it. And the same thing with one of our newest features, which is a crossword that was highly requested and highly used since release. So, and this is actually a good idea for a family kind of present, for a family kind of gift. Like it comes from the Jeffersons, from the Martins, etc., etc. And the same would apply with the maps. We know that maps are evergreen, but the fact that we are able to combine this with the ornament idea is actually rather a nice tip, right, Jose?
Definitely, yes. Actually, well, some of these designs we're going to be exploring on how to create them, but mixing customly features is the best way to, well, pretty much do a simple math multiplication. So every single thing you add will expand exponentially to the different alternatives you can offer. So like Joffrey said, you have the crossword, but also you have the background and the picture and the mask. Everything gets combined. It's just a matter of knowing what you can do and then start getting very creative. And ornaments, to be honest, actually allows for a lot of creativity, not only on the circle ones, but as you're going to see, there's a lot of shapes that are available for ornaments. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jose. And because we're talking about Christmas, ornaments are not only trending topics. Actually, sweaters, blankets, and pillows are evergreen products that come as every year, and they kind of reshape, they rise every season, and depending on the season, they become good assets to offer in your store. So sweaters, as we can see in the first one, we have the ability to offer, or the possibility to offer them with custom images. For example, that one particularly has patterns in the text, in the letters. That's something we saw a couple live sessions ago, and it was highly requested, and it has been highly used, and it's one very generous and versatile feature that you can offer out there. We also have the blankets that are evergreen products, but which is a better season to offer blankets than a cold season, right? And the blankets are very useful products to offer out there because you can offer them with clipboards, with images, with background removers, with text, without text. There are endless possibilities out there, and the same applies for the stockings. Now, the latter design, the one with the pillows, has been very trending because it is kind of like a family tree, but a reversion version of it because it's built by names. So it's actually rather a good design, a nice design for this season. Um, so pillows are evergreen and they are good to give out, to purchase, and to offer the whole year. Right, Jose?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry about the microphone jumping off. Um, A quick comment on what Geoffrey mentioned about these particular designs is that, well, actually they combine a lot of Customily tools, and the mic went off because I'm going to share with you that actually some of these designs have already been created in previous live sessions, as well as showing some features in the case of the grandma sweater. And like we said, today the idea is to show you everything that it's possible to do and doable in Customily in really short time. So as chapter keeps going, you're going to check the ideas and be sure we're going to tell you how to do them later.
Thank you very much. So yes, we were talking earlier about ornaments and how versatile and how friendly these are for product customization for your clients to use and to offer with endless possibilities. And not only in the circle or round shape. We also have heart shaped where they are not right here, but these are the best selling ornaments. But you can also share them in the shape of a star. This is this I don't remember the stage, the cookie shaped one. I don't remember the name of it particularly, but this is a good one for when you want to offer larger designs because they are rather horizontal, kind of like meeting the horizon. So these are some of the best selling designs of the month because they include pet families, and we know that nowadays pets are, well, they have always been, but pets have become more and more important members of the family. So it's only rather a cute thing to have them up there in the tree to give out for yourself to sell, etc. Right? And that can be done with pet photos, with cutout, with background remover, for example. And you can also include our newest feature that Jose is going to talk about later on, and I'm not gonna jinx it for these images that you upload. And you can also sell out this design, the one we have on on the second spot, which is the cliparts that you can do with your own or fetch from Customly's elements to create your own designs, right?
Mhm.
I believe the third one, yes, the third one is created with a pencil outline with clippers. There is a wreath around it. The Mr. and Mrs. Gift design is also a good idea. And then we have last the family memorial. That is rather a good idea, and it has been trending the whole month with the ornaments. So feel free to explore all of the options that you have out there customly with your own, combining it with your own cliparts, with your own elements, and doing it your own or building it from scratch by taking Customly's assets, available assets.
And very important about these examples that Geoffrey is showing you is that having the PNGs with transparencies will pay off really amazing on glass and acrylic ornaments because of the translucent and transparent feature, right? So most of these clip arts used in creating these designs have the snow falling as a transparent PNG, has the red also with transparency and details as such. So working with PNGs that handle transparency and using them in customized designs can really make a difference when you are customizing glass and acrylic ornaments, as well as stands, of course, and plaques. But since we are focusing on ornaments right now, definitely transparencies make the difference in this kind of designs.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we have the newest Customly designs available up there in Customly. So feel free and make sure you check them out. Take a look at them. Use them as they are. Build from them. Deconstruct them, or just fetch the elements to build your own. I always like to mention it, and it's very important, or it's good that you guys check every week and every month what's new at Customly, because our design team is constantly updating and uploading new elements and new design ideas to have available for you to use as they are, or to have as inspiration. So keep a look at them, take some inspiration from each design, and make your custom designs customizable for your clients out there. So right here, I mean, on the third icon of the first line, we have a combination of puppy with a background with remover, and then we have a text field at the bottom, and we also have the crossword. So there are so many features and so many combinations you can build, such as in the first one, we have image upload with background remover, but it's topped and covered with a wreath, and you also have text fields, etc. So don't refrain from exploring and finding inspiration on it. On our live sessions, on our YouTube videos, you can even ask for suggestions as well. So make sure you explore all of the options that our design team is uploading every week and every month. Okay. Last but not least, from this design and product trends of the month, we have these four customly free tools you can use. These have been some of the greatest ideas and greatest incorporations we've had on the app. With the background remover, it's such a great tool you guys can use at no cost, no additional credit to pay for, and it's the background remover. So make sure you can include this in your designs and make the most out of it, because it's out there for you guys to benefit out of every tool that is available in the app. Um, it has been used throughout the whole year, throughout the whole time, and the fact that you can do them for free now is just an asset. And the same for the face cutout. The second design is actually, if I'm not wrong, just one single upload with face cutout, and they repeat the element. Am I right, Jose?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, by
Okay.
using the duplicate button in the design creator, you can actually get cloned versions, and they behave the same way. So whenever you upload an image, it's going to replicate across all different items that you cloned,
Mm-hmm.
and also when you start cropping and moving, it's also going to replicate that as well. In this
Yeah,
case, we just you can definitely rotate each object independently, even make them bigger or smaller, but they will have the same behavior inside the object.
exactly. And in the storefront, it's shown as a single image upload. And if I'm not wrong, well, I would have to make a close up there, but it also has a name field, and it's the same idea, cloning the text element, keeping the same ID, once text input, and it would repeat right where you put it. So it's actually
Mhm.
rather a good design. This has been requested a lot, and people do this a lot. So it's good that it's out there. And then we also have the crossword that are we've realized that it's an evergreen tool, an evergreen asset that you can use. And you see right now, this is a second idea where you can use a crossword. This is another ornament, but it is a pine shaped one. And the newest one, I didn't want to jinx it before, and that's what we're going to talk about today, right next with Jose. We now have image outlines to, well, shape and outline the elements that you upload. I'm not going to dig too much into this, and I'm going to let Jose tell you all about image outlines.
Okay, well, thank you, Geoffrey, for that, and for explaining all these trendings. And we're going to be checking out some designs using this new feature. Apparently, we are definitely launching new features on every live session, so it's pretty cool to keep signing up for this, because we always have something cool, something new to keep you interested, and as well giving you more and more resources and ideas to get creative. Now, the image outlines is one of the has been requested a lot, and basically it works on image placeholders. So you're going to upload an image, and then you can use the Customily background remover or face cutout to actually remove everything else but the face itself, and then there's um, a new section called outline, and you can set up the color and you can set up the thickness like that. So it's going to work with any image, and you can combine it with other tools, because let's face it, if you want to actually upload an image itself without removing the background, you can still add the outline, because it's very common that we want to create this collage of pictures, but pictures get actually all merged between one another. It's hard to tell when one is finished, stops, and the other begins. So those outlines, we usually had to design an entire mask on top of that just to shape it correctly. Now we can actually add an outline to make sure they are all separated. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. We can have the outline on some and not on others, in case we want to have a special effect on our composition. So that is pretty interesting, and it's a brand new feature we are going to be checking out now, actually, because now we're going to create some custom Christmas products together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for this this design, right, in which we have 4 faces, right, and we're going to have the outline and the face cutout removed. Probably we're going to do a pillow, right? So let's start with that. Then I'm probably going to go back and forth, because we're going to share some ideas. There was a question about how to create the lines at the beginning and the end of the text on the last example to the right, the one with the map. Also, how to shape pictures so they will kind of integrate with those lines, like the mountain outline or the small lines and circles and heart on the second picture, the one with the sisters, right? So we're going to get creative on those. Let me start by jumping in on creating something and share my screen. Just give me 1 second, and we're going to get started. Just enter screen like that. All right, so we are here in Customily, and when we start now, we get to create a new design. Let's call this the 4 photos outline. Yeah, create design. We're going to start with a square design, because we actually want this to go into a pillow, right? So how should we begin? We should begin with a background, and then we could start with the with getting the images. Let me see what backgrounds we have, and backgrounds get uploaded to a dynamic image. So let's go and upload. We can actually upload multiple backgrounds and get that to be a choice for customers, right? So this is actually not a square background, so maybe we're going to actually then adjust this. But at the moment, I like this one to begin with, and we can even change it later just to make it square really fast. But we could actually do that right now. All right. So let's create now a image placeholder, and the image placeholder is for your customers to upload the picture. So if I were to try with an image, it's just trying, because it's going to be empty at the beginning of the personalization. We're going to try with an image and see what a customer sees. So let's pick this boy here and put it there, right? So this is our kid. Okay, so when we go to image behavior, we can actually start setting up a lot of settings. For example, fill area, if we wanted this to be covering the entire box we have established. If we need to actually adjust this because we want to see what a customer will actually see, if we are testing a mask, for example, there's a way for us to replicate the use of the customer. Remember, customers can actually resize and move around and rotate whatever image they upload. And if you want to do it on the design editor, because sometimes you want to expand the image to check the edges to see that the mask is working, for example, basically you can do that by double clicking on the object. So I'm going here where you see the arrow and double click. Then you see how the outline changes to the original image. So now if I grab the corners, I can actually move this around within the box like any customer would do. And then click outside and it will jump off the original box. It's very useful sometimes when we are testing out some special shapes for the masks. But right now, let's keep it as it is and then go to the Customily effects, which is, in this case, the face cutout. We're going to go. Let's wait for this. Now I can't see the chat, but I'm pretty sure someone is asking around. There's another new fourth effect in Customily, and I can see it's called watercolor effects. And yes, actually, it's actually beta, but it's we are finishing up these last details to showcase that on the next live session. But yes, it's coming. It's coming to you right now. Okay, so now that we have our face cutout, we can go to the new tab that has been added to Customily called Outline. And here we can adjust the color and the width. So if I were to just add width values, I'm going to start to see that it's starting to show a outline, right? Like this. And if I were to change this to white, you see how it's starting to change. So let's go with the biggest width like that. Right? And keep it in white. What if we decide to actually go back one step and remove the face cutout? It's going to process back the original image with the new stroke and the outline, and it's going to bring it back. So let's go with this. Probably have my internet slowing down. Sorry with that. Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, so now that we have this working, we're going to get to the, let's see if we can remove the background. In this case, removing the background implies actually cutting the face plus the body. All right, and well, the outline is pretty small because it's number 3, but if we were to change it to 4 and so on, you see how it starts to go. Like that. All right, maybe I need to zoom in. Probably it's a pretty big image. All right, but you see the outline, right? And we can actually change colors and make sure it works. So let me just push it all the way 10. And it's really nice. And if we want to change the color, just click here to change it. Right? I know blue. Okay, let's go red because red is actually very in between the red and the green. We're going to have a very Christmas look like that. All right, good save. And now go back to image behavior to change it to face cutout, because the original design we had the faces, which look pretty nicer. Okay, awesome. So now we have this could be one of the first characters. And let's say we actually want this to be 4 people. Basically what we can do, since we have all the effects here, right? And I really don't like the green, sorry. I'm going back to white, yeah. Okay, and 8. Okay, I'm happy with that. So because we have all the effects ready here, we actually don't want to create another placeholder and do the whole thing again. So if we want to use multiple copies of the same kid, for example, we can duplicate with the button here, and it will create a cloned version with the same ID, right? If you're missing some effects, we can always assign them again, like that, right? Because actually, when you create copies, you don't necessarily have to have the same effect. In fact, they could actually have different colors depending if you're on the people you want to upload. But these two items actually behave the same way because they have the same ID. In case I want to add another one, then I could just go and Control C or Command C and Control V, Command V to copy. Copy pasting basically creates a new item with the same features. And this new item will have the same behavior, but actually it will have the same settings but behave differently. So if I go here and I try with another image, let's say with our pet, we'll see this one, like that, right? So they are independent. And if I were to change this kit to another one, let me see if I have some other examples. Probably going to view this as large icons. Well, this has a lot of people, so it's not the best example. All right, if not, we can just grab this girl, and you'll see how it's going to cut out the face and replicate that on the other object. That way, we are kind of covering the example of the face cutout with replications, right? We add a Christmas hat, and we are all set. And adding the hat is basically dynamic images. And if we want independent boxes, we copy paste, so we keep the same settings, just like that, right? So this is how you can put together how you can use the outline for uploaded images, and also how you can put together copies or clonings of the same option. Okay, so we can come back here to check this out on the Q&A. So I'm going to save it. And I'm going to jump to another design, because there was a couple of designs that involve maps and images, right? So let me quickly jump back to the presentation and show you what I mean. These designs are actually, well, if I'm going to start with the designs, definitely the clip art are the easiest ones. You can use Customily designs. You can start off with Customily designs and change a lot of things, adding those around text, for example, and so on. And even in this first case with the clip art, it has edge with the texture. That's pretty cool. But the second one, the one with the photos, actually is something we can do if we use a software image an image editor software like Canva or Photoshop or Photopea. We can create that texture and example of those lines shaping off the image. So one thing you may want to do is actually, and let me show you this on in this case on Photoshop, but it's the same. Basically, we can have this design created in here, right? And also have a space for the picture that will be cut out at the same shape. So we create a rectangle or a square that is going to actually be cut out on the same place, and they all match together. And that's going to be the black rectangle with the shape is going to be our mask for the image upload. And the image itself, this object here, is just going to be our decoration, right? It could be a thread, it could be a lot of things, but if you want to shape it perfectly, you can use that edge to also like paint the negative and use that to be your mask. So what I did with these assets that we're going to share with you is we created a design. Let me show you on my screen again. we created this design, the photo with details, right? And this design, we're going to create a product right now. I started creating a ornament, and this ornament can actually be a ceramic ornament, or it could be a glass ornament. What I did was create. First of all, I put the outline of an ornament to make sure I'm working on the safe areas and I'm contemplating the bleed on all cases. Then, so I'm going to hide this. It's going to call this the guide. Then I created an image upload, which is actually not as big as the entire ornament, but only the part I want. And you don't see this right now, but actually you see here that you see how the letters are cut out perfectly on the shape, or almost perfectly. You see how this is. That's because I uploaded to the image behavior the mask we're talking about. So when I try with an image, and I come here and I go to live sessions and here, and I try this one, it's going to fill the area, and it's going to contemplate the shape of that. Why? Because that's how I created the mask, to match this shape. Basically, you create both things together. You create the shape and the place in which you want the picture. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure you take that information as black and the rest is white, and it's going to shape perfectly. If not, you can always adjust slightly just to see how these small details here kind of disappear. Right? So, all right, perfect. Or 10, yeah, like that. So you zoom in and you want to shape. So after you have this, and you see, for example, I'm going to remove this. This is what you get, but you want to actually add the decoration to have that effect. So it's basically you're going to upload a dynamic image and position that exactly on the mask edge as well. So if you have to, for example, move around this image, you double click and you extend this and you try out and you test the limits of your mask. The same thing will go to, let me jump, I'm going to be jumping in and out. The same thing goes to the number 4, the map, because maps will allow for masks, so you can have that shape plus the white line if you want to, and that will create the effect of your map being cut out with the shape of the mountains, and at the same time behind that below that you won't see anything. But it's a combination of PNG with of a clip art basically, and a mask that is the neck of that clip art with the shape. So you will create the shape, and then you will wrap around everything on top or bottom, depending on the way your map or image should look, right? Yeah, and that will be the black element, and then you have the decoration later. So let's jump back to the product in here. Right, so after that, what I created was this text that I'm going to make. It could be a message, right? So I call this the message. Then we have the names here. And we have the date. Right, so date is this, names is this, and message is this. And we have this to be the decoration, and this is the upload photo. Okay, so the guide we won't be printing this, but we make sure everything is on the safe area, and we are good to go. So when we have this design or the map design, okay, we actually get a chance to use this in either a ceramic ornament or a glass ornament. So for example, let's say I want to create a ceramic ornament. So probably I'm going to use this as a white background, right? Transparent background and black text elements, right? So let's call this your message. And this is going to be your names. and this will be date. Here, right, like that. Okay, but it's black. Now, what if we want to make this transparent? So a glass ornament or a acrylic ornament. So we can actually get to do our graphics in both black and white. In this case, this decoration, I actually have this in black and also have it in white. So if I go to option number 2, it's going to show in white, and I put the same color on the text element. So if I go to colors here, if I go to, to color, and I go to option number 2, I'm going to show this in white or slightly gray. So I have incorporated the colors for the glass ornament. How do we trick the system to use one or the other? Well, basically because I have the two options, the options will be created. So I either select one as default or the other one, and I can use the same design for a glass ornament and for a ceramic ornament. So quickly, I'm going to show you really fast. We're going to create actually both things. Now we're going to update the options. I don't know if I changed it. Oh, I changed the titles. All right, so I'm going to use that. Okay, it will take a couple of minutes to show up. No worries. It's fast. Photo with details. There you go. All right. So let's create a, let's go with a ceramic ornament. And then with a glass ornament. So let me create, publish a new product. Let's go with ceramic. Ornament. Oh, wait. Okay, so we can use any of this or this. Let's look for something round. This one. And let's pick another tab and do the other one at the same time so we can actually go faster. Let's go with the glass ornament. Oh, wait, glass. Oh, here, glass, crystal glass ornament. That's the one. Yeah. So this is the circle one in ceramic, one size, front. Okay, next, let's pick from our collection and let's pick from the photo with details. There you go. It's going to start creating. And then we're going to do the same exactly. The shape is round, one size. Okay. And next, we're going to pick the same design. So we are going to do things at the same time. Now, the trick is when the system is finished, it's going to offer us both colors, black and gray. And we are going to just lock on gray on one and lock on black on the other. Or keep them. I mean, it's up to you. It's just the trick here is to use the same design. So you know the same design will go on both ceramic, acrylic, or even metal if you want to. It's the same design, probably fitting the same shape in the same safe area. The only thing that is going to be changing is the color of the decoration and the color of the text. So if you add those colors in the entire combination, you can actually use the same design and dedicate a minute to actually block the black version. Right, so right now you see the decoration here has two colors, the message has two colors, the name has two colors, and the date has two colors. And we actually want to change that. So what we're going to do is basically just take this away. So let me go to edit options. And when it comes to edit options, I'm going to click on preview. I'm going to look for the decoration here on the pencil to open. And when it says image 1, which is the black version, I'm going to click selected and hide the option. So now it's black by default. Same goes with message. I go with the color, message color, actually. We're going to hide the option and make the one which is black selected by default and go with names color, hide option, black, default selected. Yeah, this is the color black. Finally, date color, hide option, and color black is going to be selected. Perfect, right? Let's go and save. So now basically the options have reduced and they will show in black always. And we can actually select the picture and this one, and it will go like this. It will have the same shape, exactly as we wanted, and we can type right, and 2024. Perfect. Yeah, save product image, and call this the Love You Mom ceramic ornament. Yeah. Okay, ready to go. That's the ceramic ornament. We're going to see how it looks on the front end. Let's go to the glass ornament. Now, the glass ornament, in this case, it doesn't have a background, so it's very important to actually check out the how the mockup is going to look. Maybe in this case, because we have a white background, the mockup may not be the right one. So we may look for another ornament that will actually show in a background like we have seen before. Let's go and check for another one. That's the advantage of having a lot of providers is the fact that we can actually pick. Yeah, actually pick this one because it doesn't have ornament. But actually, I have this one that I didn't see before, but I'm going to use it. This one has a background, so the glass actually looks better. It's very important that we actually pay attention to the final result, right? Let's click next and do very quickly the same design, right? So as you can see that we are always trying new stuff around. Okay, and in the meantime, we checked that the ceramic ornament was pretty fast and straightforward, like this one, right? And we go your message like that. And we upload the picture and everything goes well. And as this is processing, we're going to check another design than one of the ones we showed. Let me go back to the presentation and show you here. So the crossword is pretty straightforward. We have done live sessions on this. I won't dwell on that. When it comes to the blankets, definitely we have the same example on another live session for instead of using snowmen, we actually have gnomes, but that was actually pretty fast to do. And the same goes with stockings, right? Now, the grandma sweaters, here's something that I can comment to you, and we can actually do that on the Q&A, is of course, we can have the letters in different textures like images. We have done mapping of images to text, for example, or text to image. So doing the grandma actually is pretty simple and straightforward. But what if we actually want to keep the word grandma, have different textures for each letter, and actually changing fonts? That's actually pretty cool because maybe you always want to say grandma. Okay, so in that case, the message is fixed. You don't have to worry because if you were trying to type a message, the texture will have to be the same across the whole text. If you want to have independent textures for each letter, one cool thing will be to keep the message grandma as it is, which is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. That means 7 text elements, each with a fixed value for the letter, but each one with a different texture. Now, what would I do something like this? Is because maybe all I want to do is change the font. So if I have 7 text elements, each one with a different texture, but all those text elements have like a font library connected to them, we can actually change the font of the grandma text without changing the grandma content. Basically, the word grandma will always be that. The texture independent for each letter, but they actually change fonts. So that's very cool to do because basically we are taking a lot of combination of designs from Customily. Okay, and you're going to say I'm going to jump back here. But we did cover some of the features that we are showcasing here. I wanted to comment that actually in this case, we did comment with Joffrey that working with transparencies is a really plus on creating designs for glass ornaments. But I wanted to do a pause on the pillow that we have here, the Christmas tree. Okay, I want to jump back to the Customily app and show you what we created, and we can actually share with you on how we did it. So let's go back here to the screen. So let's see how our ornament went out correctly. Right, so you see this one is ready to go. Now that we have a background, it's easy to see the effect. And now the black looks horrible. So we are going to do the same we did, but the opposite way. We're going to click on Edit Options, and we're going to locate the decoration, and we are going to hide it and pick the second option, the gray option. That way, we are using the same design on two different products because we know we are only changing colors in that case, right? So let me do it quickly so we can finish off these two examples and jump in. And we are that close to getting to the Q&A. I know there's a lot of questions around. Perhaps you're pinching some ideas, so that's also really cool because we can actually do them live in here. All right. Save options. Here you go. Now the entire preview is going to change because now we have everything on the gray version. There you go, right? Okay, if it doesn't show, maybe it's because I didn't pick the right colors, but that's me winging it live, okay? This is actually really nice looking on the reality, right? Okay, but if we go and start with the message, like, definitely I didn't use the right color. Okay, we can actually go into the template later. Names, let's go with and date 2024, like that. If I go preview, you see it's there, right? Not the ideal background. Maybe we need to actually put that in entirely white. Okay, but you get the idea, you get the point. Having black and white is probably going to be the best choice. I did actually went to the gray because I thought the background was a bit darker and it will show nice without being too white. But all can happen. Actually, the concept is there. So let's save this. Let's go with the Love You Mom last ornament. And once this is finished, publish. Now we have two products. Okay, as this is sending out to the store, we are going to jump back to the Christmas tree design. We have featured this Christmas tree before, and there's a lot of people that actually mentioned that. So how can we actually do this? And we created something that is like, let's say, like a quick version, but it's something you can always enhance. Now, the trick here is to have the right shapes, the right size limitations for the character size, and also the amount of characters allowed for each line. So if you see the shapes, actually every single text element will have a specific shape and it will have a specific content. So we can later go into every single choice and an option and say, okay, so name number 1 will have, let's say, only 4 characters allowed. Then the name number 2 will have 6. So, right, okay, so 6 actually is not coming. So probably we need to stay with 5. So we're testing this and make sure that, okay, customers will have to later choice, make a choice as to which names they're going to incorporate, right? So, oh, sorry, here. This design is meant for you to do a trial and error. There's no other way in this case. Right, so Christopher is not going to work. Christoph could actually work, right? If we go Chris, right? But this is pretty much the advantage of customers trusting around. Maybe Chris. Oh, okay, so maybe Chris actually will need to go when it goes Sandy, and Sandy should be here, right? So they will be kind of doing around like that. So Chris will be here. Michael definitely is going to be here. Then we set Sandy, right? So now we're shaping the tree. And maybe, okay, so Luke, what's going to be now team, and so far so good. The last one here, we can actually make it fixed, which is Merry Christmas, or Happy Holidays, right? Good. All right, and the tree stand, the tree base will have like the family name and the year. So either could be, for example, let's say you are called the Jones. That's great. It's short. You can get it there. If it's a long name like the Jeffersons, like to, right? So it's not going to fit. So either way, you can either allow more characters. You can try that out, see what works for the customers, or maybe just simplify this to the year, right? Nothing stops you from actually doing this, right? Who knows? I mean, or instead of Happy Holidays, we can actually have, or this one could be the name. So maybe one thing you can do is create multiple layouts inside the design to offer between 3 to 7 or 4 different lines of text, and each line will have different limitations based on the space we have. But the trick, in order for this not to go very small, let's say you're going to start, so here increase, you actually want to start with Michael, right? What will happen? You want to actually fit this. So you go to character and you say, okay, yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the minimum size in 10, right? So now it's fitting, but it's not looking nice. And if I then start typing something longer and longer, actually the minimum size allows me to keep typing and typing. And we don't want that. We want this to keep the shape around the content of the text within the shape of the tree. So that's why we control the maximum size and the minimum size. That's what I did to shape this up. Keep it between, I don't know, 300 and 500. So the minimum size is what actually is going to make the difference here. All right. Michael. Okay, perfect. And there you go. So this design is pretty straightforward to do it. It's about text elements, about having them center and align, about having them with the even separation, with the spacings together, planning the colors, planning the right font. We're going to share the font with you. And most important, the minimum size, the maximum size should be controlled. And one thing I did is if you start going to the minimum size, I decided to align this to the vertical instead of the center. So at least we know that the entire tree can go a bit up just in case we are in the limits. But in any case, this is pretty. Then you can add a lot of decorations and stuff to match the inspiration, but the concept is pretty much here. And if you have a version with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 texts, maybe you want another version with 7, 5, 4, and 3, so you create layouts as we have done before. All right, let's see how the Q&A is coming, Geoffrey. Also, when you want to get into
sorry, I was talking without being on stage. My bad. All right. Sorry. Anyways, so I was saying that we're getting ready to and piling up the questions from the Q&A. But one particular question you already addressed. Okay, and it was the one about fixing or tweaking the swatches for the clients, and the option sets part. Like they can't figure out how to put options for the people to select from the store, etc. So if you're waiting for something to load, maybe you can go to any option set and show us how we can fine tune the options from the option set, the swatches.
All right, the swatches, for example. All right. Okay, so let's say this is our Love You Mom ceramic ornament, the one we have this working, yeah? And we want to open here. The way we get into this page is basically creating a new product. But whenever we are on the start section, you can always get to either your Etsy Amazon, WooCommerce, Shopify is the same. You can look for the store section, the building here, or get to the products at the top center directly, right? So these 4 sections are part of the store section and is the fastest way to go. But you can actually go to the store, it's the same. At the end of the day, what you want to go is to the products, right? Either link products or products is the same here, right? So when you get to products, you see all the products in your store, and you can start filtering them by link it to Customily or not link it to Customily, right? So you know which ones you actually want to link or so, and then just filter there and start looking for the product in particular. This is the Love You. So Love You Mom ceramic ornament. So this checkbox means it's connected to Customily, and when I click to open, it's going to show me how it is connected. It has these 3 points are, well, basically necessary for Customily to work. You need to have a template connected to the product and an option set connected. If you don't want this product to be connected to Customily anymore, just click on the X element here where it says remove and remove. Scroll down to save the product. Okay, and that's it. Your listing becomes a regular listing without anything about Customily. But if you have these 2 connected, you can play around with this and actually get started. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one anyways. So if we want to change some graphic elements, for example, like the color of the text, like I did on the glass ornament, we go to the template. We click on this one, which is open template, and it opens another tab, and you can edit the template. After you edit the template and you save it, this product just refreshes and updates to the last version. And when it comes to the options, we go the same. We click here to open the option set, and here we see the options. Maybe the format of the options is not that instinctively clear, but that's why we have the preview setting. At the top right corner, you see a preview toggle that if you open that, it's going to show exactly what the customer sees without the theme aesthetics. It's like a basic version. So if your theme has rounded corners on the text fields or a different button, it's going to adapt to that later. But this is like the Customily version. But you see you have upload photo is the button to upload the picture, right? And if you click on any of the pencils, you're going to locate the option within these items, and it's going to open, and you're going to see there's a lot of things you can play around with. For example, change the label. So instead of upload photo, you can say upload your picture, for example. If you want this to be required, you can check this box, and it's going to become necessary for checking out. So if you don't upload a picture, it's not going to allow you to purchase. That's the required checkbox. Another thing we can do, we can put some help text. Make sure your image is, I don't know, 1000 by 1000 pixel minimum. This is like a message you see there. And actually, this message is like a warning, and you can establish like the minimum size to be exactly that. Basically, if you try to upload something smaller, it's going to throw you an error that is not going to allow. So if I come here and I try to upload something really small, let's see, this one is, no, it's pretty big. Let me see if I can find something very small, like this one. Well, I do have big images, right? So it's really trying to, oh, this one, 1200 by 800, right? Okay. Oh, wait. No, that one is going to show, that warning is going to show when we are on the front end. Okay, but let's say we have this minimum size and height. This is a lot of things you can play around with the option set. And the same goes with the button text. So button text could be, instead of select image, says upload, right? Pretty big. Then we click on locate option for the message. And let's say the message could actually, well, it could still be message or type your message. Oops. Okay, also can be required. For example, the help text could be this field recognizes lower cases and upper cases, something like that. Or it could be this is only upper cases. So you can, it doesn't allow symbols or numbers, for example. And actually, you can restrict that by establishing some restriction inputs. For example, only numbers with spaces, only letters and no spaces, and so on. Or actually, and force all caps or all lower cases, stuff like that. We can establish a number of characters as a limit maximum, and if this is actually a multi-line character text, you can make it a text area, and now you can actually add multiple lines. But this is all things you can do on the options. So the object itself has been created with the fonts and colors, and everything that you want to input is controlled from the option set. If you want to suggest something, you can go as a placeholder, your name. And when you come here and you type something, you see this is like a grayed out because it's like a suggestion. Now, in the other hand, if you want to fix a value, you want to start with something already customized, go here and put love you mom. Okay, and we can reset this. Right, so now this, you see this is in black, meaning that you actually need to delete this to type whatever you want, but it shows by default. So it's very useful when you want to fix values, because if you want this to say love you mom all the time, you can put that message here as initial value and hide the option. So now love you mom is always there and you cannot change it. So that's a very cool trick if you want to fix some text. And well, that's about this option set, but you can explore, because let's say we have swatches. Let's actually save it and look for another option set that may have some swatches. All right. So when it comes to swatches, and here let's click on preview. Let's click on right one dog here. So see skin color. So let me locate this one. So this is a swatch. Swatch is a button that you can click and interact like this. Yeah. And this actually has a thumbnail, has values, right? Each one value has a name. And if you click to open, you will see that you can change the name of the value. You can upload your own image or remove the image and change it to a color. So sometimes, for example, you say bun and tie, and you say, okay, so this is the blonde version. So let me come here to bun and tie and say, okay, so this is this is the blonde version of this color, right? So instead of having this image, I actually want this to have this blonde color, right? So I put the color and I remove the image, and now this becomes. So you can actually, and if you actually want another hairstyle or whatever, you can upload your image, any image you want, and that will become the new swatch. So you can customize this any way you want. You can customize the order of the options, the way they look, the size of the clip art. You can even change this to swatch and drop down. So now it's going to show like this, but it's going to show the small images as well. It's pretty cool. So this amazing set of tools is designed for you to tailor the process of your customers, in which they will follow a specific order and they will have a customization flow that's going to be fun, quick, and understandable, and they won't have any problems typing, and whatever they type is going to show so directly on the preview, and you guide them into what to customize. And that way, if they understand everything, and everything looks nice and beautiful and quick and easy to get, they customize and check out in 1 minute, and which basically that's the idea. So what else do we have, Joffrey?
Thank you, Jose. That was very insightful. That's actually, I believe that's what they were asking about. And they recently asked, and I can reply this for you, where you got all those icons, the one with the t-shirt, with the blouses and the hair and whatnot. And I was telling them that they come from the clip arts that have been uploaded in the library, and that Customly automatically creates a thumbnail for each image that is in the library, right?
That's correct. Actually, those are customity cliparts. So basically, whenever you start a new design or a new template, you can start from scratch, or you can start by importing a customity design from the collection, right? So actually, you get two choices to create a new design or to create import from customity collection. And you have currently we have 333 designs, and many of them have dogs, cats, people, and they have different styles. So you have people up front, people standing, people facing backwards in different cartoon styles or realistic styles or pencil styles. There's a lot of things to do. So explore that collection, pick whatever you want, and get those clip arts directly to your own user. And maybe that design you're going to use it, right? Perfect. But then you want to use another, create another design, and you already have the dogs in a library, and you have the hair in a library, and you have the entire person all together in a library, so or multiple libraries. So those are entirely for free. They are available, so you don't have to go around purchasing anything. You can import any custom design and break it into pieces as you like it.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jose. And
Mhm.
there's a question that follows up on that is, can you mix images from different cliparts, like people from different themes?
People from different. I mean, yes. People usually are made out of as many clip arts or pieces as customizations you want. So if you want to change the skin color, that's one object. The T-shirt, the pants, the hairstyle, eventually the shoes or the drink on the hand. Basically, a person can have between 4 and 7 different objects making that together. One, if you want to mix them up, well, you need to make sure they actually fit. Or if you have different hairstyles or whatever, you can use them. If I were to mix different clip arts and styles, as long as they match and look nice, I will go between people and pets. Right? We have different styles for people, different styles for pets, and that will be like a great way of mixing up. Um, of course, you can have the girl looking like a kawaii person, and the male or the female or the friend looking like a Disney standing figure. So actually, that's entirely up to you. What you definitely will have a little bit of problem trying to do is matching one hairstyle with another person's body or the clothing here and there. So I will try to mix full characters, right? So full characters in one style and the other, dogs and cats in another style. That will be the best way to go.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jose. I don't think we have further questions on that matter.
Mhm.
But
We did had a question on the right now. You see the map at the right side. We have there was a question about those lines at the first and last position of the text. Actually, there is a font created especially for that. Basically, those lines that create the effect are the parentheses to the left and parentheses to the right. And what you do is you add them as prefix and suffix. So whatever you type is going to have those designs at first. Those fonts, well, we have one font in our assets. I think you can look for them. We're going to upload that again to today's lesson. It's okay. It's already in some other folder of the live sessions, but that font exists. It's called Shorelines Script. And you can actually look for other fonts that have the same style. Usually what they do is they use uncommon characters like brackets and parentheses. And in Customily, you can add a prefix and suffix. So it basically is characters that will show at the beginning of the customization and at the end of the customization. So by putting those brackets, it will create the effect automatically just by typing names. That's the way to go, but it's something that is within the font.
lovely. Thank you very much. Uh, well, Kenneth is mentioning here in the chat that the swatches seem a bit confusing.
The what?
The swatches and the options that seem a bit confusing.
Well, I mean, I think it's a matter of exploring. Actually, I use a lot of the preview. So even when I start the option set, the first thing I do is I click on the preview toggle to see and to navigate the options. And I keep clicking on the pencils to locate the options. I try not to scroll around. I look for the option and I get inside the option and I customize whatever I want. But I use a lot of the navigation panel on the preview part because it's going to simplify a lot the way we navigate through the options. Other than that, Customily will always craft the options automatically, so you don't have to do it manually. The access to the options is to enhance them, but they are standalone. So basically, they will be created and function without much problem. What I recommend is if you want to change labels, if you want to change swatches, or the order, basically dragging around to change the order of the options, that's one thing you can do. Then the part of the functioning and stuff, it's already being created by Customily, is perfectly working. So even though you can craft things from scratch, we always allow that, of course. Other than that, I mean, once you get more comfortable navigating that area, you can go into like more advanced tutorials. But actually, we have a getting started part to understand a bit more about the option set, and it's going to be, but it's something that using the preview panel will be really helpful.
That's it. We don't have further questions.
All right. Well, if any questions show up in the future, always remember that you can reach out to us by sending an email to support@customily.com, by opening a live chat in the app. There's a small button at the lower right corner, and you can open a chat there. And then, of course, join our physical communities because it's going to be a great experience to share and to see with others what they're doing customly, how they solve some problems, and figure out some cool ideas. Next time, end of year special. This is going to be the last live session of the year, and we're going to give you a lot of homework for the beginning of the year. You're going to get started for what's coming for Valentine's and the upcoming first quarter. Is going to be really, really cool. So take notes. We're going to give you a lot of information to get started. We're going to announce new features. So also stick around to see what's coming next. Right. So thank you, Geoffrey. Thank you, Cecilia, again for being always on the chat. And we'll see you on the next live session. Bye-bye.